In the Gospels, we see Jesus encountering Peter the fisherman. And as Peter puts into shore after a long night's fishing, they've caught nothing. But Jesus says to them, "Don't be afraid. Put out into the deep and cast your net." Peter, because it's Jesus that has asked him to do so, puts out into the deep, casts his net. They catch so many fish, they're almost unable to bring the nets to shore. We see this repeated in the history of the church, as saint after saint leaves their home, goes to a new land, preaches the gospel, all because they trust in the word of Jesus, who says to them, "Go out into the deep." They do this not for their own sake, but because of the love that they have for the Lord. And where he goes, they will follow. They trust him.
Casting out into the deep for me reminds me of the whole idea of the new evangelization, where we don't just sit in our parishes waiting for people to show up to minister to them.
It means going where God's calling you to go, not stopping to take inventory and wonder, do I have everything I need? Am I really able to do this? It's really relying on God to provide everything that you need to do what he's calling you to do. To have that faith, to trust and follow him wherever he's calling you and leading you to go.
Doing something that I feel ill-equipped for, not qualified for, and might not even make sense. And knowing that if I allow him to use me as an instrument, he'll accomplish far more than I ever would on my own.
It is both a challenge, but it's also a reassurance, because I know that Christ himself will be in the boat as I go out there to be this fisher of men.
God is asking that radical trust. He doesn't want anything left behind. Give everything to him, no holds bars, and jump out into the deep, live the adventure, and fall madly in love with him.
But now I've been able to look outward more and see where there might be a need I could fulfill. So it's like my personal casting myself out into the deep and finding more of God's love and his will and his path for me.
The Athenaeum has really provided those markers for me, telling me where I need to go, how I need to get there, but allowing me to walk that path with their support.
When you start to feel that calling that God wants you to serve his people, it's important to then think about in what way, and to pray and ask the Lord, what do you want me to do? When you want me to go out into the deep, but I know I'm not prepared to do it. And that's where the preparation comes in.
I've been a seminarian for more than 12, 13 years. But these last 4 years, I think I did in prayer, life of prayer or life of reflection.
Those words speak to me as I prepare for ordination to the priesthood. They encourage me to remember the past with gratitude, with humility, but also to live the present moment with a lot of enthusiasm and faith, and then to look forward to the future, what's in store for me, knowing that Christ will be with me through it all.
We don't have the luxury to sit back anymore. We can't be the ones and expect them to come to us. We have to go to them.
There are places that I don't know anything about, and that I'm just going in there. I don't know what I need to do, but perhaps just to be there, to be a witness for Christ.
188 years ago, Bishop Fenwick put out into the deep when he established this seminary, this Athenaeum. But our work, the work of this Athenaeum, is only possible because you and your parents and your grandparents and generations of Catholics have made it possible by trusting in the Lord, by putting out into the deep. And in doing so, they provided for us, and now it's our turn to provide for future generations. As you have seen in this video, the future is in good hands with people who love the Lord, trust the Lord, and are willing to follow the Lord. Thank you for making their ministry, their mission, and their priesthood possible. God bless you.